Hello my dear friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Ahsoka series, a new tease for the upcoming Hidden Empire comic series, and much more. No jibber jabber today, let's dive straight into it. We begin with the Ahsoka series, and more specifically, Ezra Bridger. Mena Massoud has been pretty vocal recently about the character, and his most recent posts really beg the question, has he been cast as Ezra in the show? LRM Online, as well as other renowned leakers, have stated he is more or less a certainty. But some fans are not so sure this rumour is true. Ever since rumours of him playing Ezra Bridger in Ahsoka began surfacing online, Aladdin star Mena Massoud has been keeping a lot of fans intrigued on social media with cryptic posts that seem to tease his involvement in the show. For the uninitiated, Mena Massoud is said to be the frontrunner to play Ezra Bridger in the upcoming project. He will star alongside Rosario Dawson and Natasha Liu Bordizzo, who recently was cast as Sabine Wren. But when it comes to Mena Massoud, we've yet to get official confirmation that Lucasfilm actually cast him. But recently, he's been fueling speculation about his rumoured casting. Taking to his recent Instagram stories, the rising actor shared an awesome fan art of himself, depicted as the beloved Star Wars Rebels protagonist. Intriguingly, the Disney star extended his gratitude for the fans for, quote, dreaming alongside him, and judging by the tone of his post, it seems like a confirmation that he is indeed playing Ezra. While other fans have taken it to mean he's not been cast, because why would he share this so openly? And the choice of word dreaming could suggest that he wanted the role, but didn't get it. But with Star Wars Celebration just around the corner, and with the sheer amount of Ahsoka casting updates we've had recently, confirmation should come really soon. Filming for the project begins next month, and Katie Sackhoff said that filming for The Mandalorian Season 3 will wrap up in 3 weeks' time. So everything is coming together, and it's just a matter of time until we get a full cast list. Super exciting stuff. Let me know your thoughts of this in the comments down below. So now guys, we're going to move on and talk about the comics. The new Crimson Reign comic series has been furthering the story of Crimson Dawn and Qi'ra between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So far, she's been set up to be quite a strategic leader, and we recently learned that her primary goal is to destroy the Sith and kill Emperor Palpatine. Timeline-wise, we know that she's not going to succeed, but that doesn't mean that she's going to die trying. The mysterious archivist told us at the start that Crimson Dawn ends in tragedy, but I don't think that's going to be true of Qi'ra, at least not for the time being. In my opinion, she is going to live beyond the original trilogy and into the Mando-verse era. I'm going to tell you how, based on a few hints in the comics and the words of Charles Soule. First we had War of the Bounty Hunters, then Crimson Reign, and after this, we'll have the Hidden Empire. Now that final series is going to be where it all goes down, and yesterday, Charles Soule tweeted that he's finished writing the first issue, and subtly teased that this is where Palpatine and Qi'ra will finally meet. In Crimson Reign, the setup of Qi'ra's plan will be explored, but the big showdown, or what we think is going to be a big showdown, is only going to take place in the Hidden Empire. Now Palpatine is aware of Crimson Dawn and the so-called Syndicate war that's going on, but he is currently unaware of Qi'ra's plot to destroy him, and while we're told that she has a grand plan, we do not know what that is yet. But whatever the case, the threat of a criminal syndicate is nothing more than a minor burden for Palpatine, and no syndicate would stand a chance against him, even if they have concocted a major plan. So herein lies my theory. When Qi'ra does meet and confront Palpatine, I think she's going to fail and he's going to teach her a lesson. But I don't think he's going to kill her. He's going to spare her life under one condition, that she agrees to become an Emperor's Hand. In case you're not familiar with what that position is, the Emperor's Hand, or the Hand of the Emperor, was an operative recruited, trained and employed by Palpatine to perform missions that were considered secret or very difficult. In Star Wars Legends, these were typically Force sensitives, and the most famous example of all is Mara Jade. To give you a bit of backstory, before his ascent to Galactic Emperor, Palpatine used assassins, spies and operatives to achieve his objectives as a Sith Lord. It was his initial use of Darth Maul, who was trained specifically to kill Jedi, that convinced Palpatine of the usefulness of loyal, effective and secretive agents, and so he began developing the Emperor's Hands, a group that were operatives and not apprentices. During his reign as Emperor, Palpatine used the Emperor's Hands to kill enemies, where the more obvious tools like Darth Vader and the Imperial Navy would be ineffective too public or inappropriate. Common targets of the Hand of the Emperor included rogue governors, traitorous commanders, rebellious leaders, or other internal or external concerns. The exact number of agents is unknown, but the two most famous hands were Lumia and Mara Jade, who took wildly different paths from each other. The former founded her own group of Sith, while the latter became a master in the New Jedi Order and married Luke Skywalker. Throughout Mara Jade's youth, she was pushed through an intensive training regime, which involved training alongside the Imperial Royal Guard and learned covert espionage and assassination skills, and at the age of 14, she became an Emperor's Hand. And just like the other hands, she was not made aware of the existence of any other Emperor's hands. And so going back to Qi'ra, this is a role I can see Palpatine offering her. She has valuable skills that the Empire at this stage would consider great assets. Either that, or she will be killed, but I cannot see why Lucasfilm would make such a huge deal out of her character in the comics to not reintroduce her into live action again at a later stage, especially with the release of the Han Solo comics, which are also rumoured to feature her. I think her purpose in this period of the timeline, and even beyond, is bigger than we realise. But as I say, that's just my theory. Now, going back to Charles Soule, he also teased that the planet of Exegol and the Sith Eternal might play a role in the Hidden Empire comics as well. And this makes things really interesting indeed, and you realise that one thing that's really hard to ignore is the title of the comic series, Hidden Empire. Is this referring to Palpatine's hidden contingency plan, or could it be referring to Qi'ra's so-called Hidden Empire? Does she herself have assets, tricks up her sleeves, powerful allies, and is there more to her than she lets on? I'm really curious to find out how this story plays out, but so far, I've been loving the journey that these comics have been taking us on. I know that some people do not like the Disney Star Wars comics, but I must say, ever since War of the Bounty Hunters issue 1, I've been hooked. I would say Star Wars comics are really hit and miss, but this series I think is going to be really important for the future Disney Plus series because you never know what they may draw upon, and of course we found out recently that part of Boba's story will also coincide with what's happening in these comics. He was involved in War of the Bounty Hunters, but there has been a hint that he is going to be in the Solo series, and possibly the Hidden Empire. Now before I go, my dear friends, I have a question to you. You guys have been incredible with the support, and I just want to know, do you enjoy when I cover the comics? I will be putting out a poll with the same question, but I want to know from you, do you prefer when I just cover the series and movies, or do you also enjoy when I dive into the comics? So let me know your thoughts of this in the comments down below. But with that said, my dear friends, thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up. It helps me out a great deal. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and a massive welcome if you are. And if you want more videos not found on YouTube while also helping to support my channel, then click the link down below. But until the next one, guys, may the Force be with you always. I'm Star Wars Meg. Have a good one.